Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7 p.m. It's Mayo Banyo Division. Welcome to our 7 p.m. newscast edition on Info TV. Today, our headlines. The National Observatory on Climate Change has issued a press release alerting the general public to an intense cold wave sweeping across South Cameroon from August 11 to 20th, 2025. The observatory urged the population to take necessary precautions to protect themselves from harsh weather conditions. The newly appointed Director General of the East Regional Hospital has been installed. This is during a ceremony presided over by the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manahuda Malashi. Those are our top story. We begin our broadcasting tonight with weather pattern shifts. The National Observatory of Climate Change has issued a press release to the general public alerting them on the intense wave cold sweeping across the South Cameroon from August 11 to 20th, 2025. The observatory urged the population to take important precautions to take care of themselves for the harsh weather condition. Jessica Dium exchange with the city jailers. Her report.
The National Observatory on Climate Change has raised the alarm about intense cold air masses sweeping across the south of Cameroon from August 11th to 20th, 2025. This violent influence of cold air masses is expected to have potentially harmful effects, as unusual drops in temperatures could affect daily life and pose serious health risks as citizens share their opinions on the necessary precautions of climate change problem. If it turns out that I start to feel something cold, which is certain, I'll take appropriate measures so that it doesn't affect my health and the health of my family too, by taking into account appropriate clothing to protect them against the cold and trying to stay in a more closed environment to limit the damage that could be caused by the cold.
Je suis toujours, quand je suis à moto, je suis toujours à blouson.
When I'm on a motorbike, I always wear a jacket with my helmet and my nose guard because I also have to protect myself against this problem. I'm not going to be surprised or find myself shivering before I say that I've got to protect myself. I'm just taking precautions. The start of the new school year is just around the corner. My wife and I are already looking at how we can prepare jackets or polo shirts to keep the children warm.
Nous sommes en train de travailler pour prévenir ces effets-là.
Climate change is very cold at the moment, and I think the best thing is to have hot drinks. At least I have hot porridge in the morning and even in the evening to cover up. I like when I finish taking my bath in the evening, I immediately put on socks, hats and jumpers to always be as warm as possible. I spend days in trousers and jumpers until the night, so at night I just add socks. In the south of Cameroon, including the center, east, west, littoral, southwest and northwest regions extending north to Adamawa, a strong influence of cold air masses is expected. Observatory urges the population to exercise caution and take appropriate precautionary measures.
Let us talk about basic education. Professor Laurent Serge Etudingwa, the Minister of Basic Education, received in audience the representative of the United Nations of High Commissioner for Refugees in Cameroon, Yvette Muhumpudzi. The audience renewed in a partnership agreement between the ministry and the UNHCR to support refugee children in Cameroon, providing quality education. More details with Philippe Enchi.
With over 427,000 refugees from Chad, Central African Republic, Nigeria and Congo residing in Cameroon for over 10 years, with 200,000 children of primary school age, 53% of these children are receiving basic education training in the country thanks to a partnership between the government of Cameroon under the supervision of the Ministry of Basic Education in collaboration with the United Nations High Commissions for Refugees. This partnership was reinforced in an agreement signed on August 13, 2025 in Yaoundé between the Minister of Basic Education, Professor Laurent Serge Tundingwa, and the representative of the UN Refugee High Commission to Cameroon, Yvette Muhimpundu. The renewed partnership, which is in line with President Paul Biya's regional integration policies and the goal of providing education for all, we go a long way towards making available quality basic education for refugee children residing in the country while reinforcing cooperation ties between Cameroon and the UN High Commission for Refugees.
Cameroon and the Ministry of Basic Education is obliged to ensure that all the refugees who are in Cameroon of school-going age are taken care of and that they are considered in the curricula that we are drawing in Cameroon. And that is why it was important for us to make sure that this agreement was drawn and that Cameroon continues to take care of our refugees and provide them the asylum status as the need arises.
The partnership will go a long way to support the refugee community, permitting them to benefit from the country's quality education.
Cameroon
plays an important role in protecting and finding solutions to problems faced by refugees in the continent. Such cooperation ties represent a lot to the UN Refugee High Commission. This partnership reassures education for all in line with the government's and the Ministry of Basic Education's objectives. We are convinced that this partnership will reinforce education for all and also help us understand some of the difficulties encountered by others not having access to education in the country. The Minister of Basic Education calls on partners to work diligently for a successful implementation of the country's program of supporting refugees. This emphasizes the importance of collaboration in ensuring quality education.
In recognition to this remarkable achievement, Mireille Marie-Laure Owona, former principal of Lycée Leclerc, was appointed as the new delegate of the secondary education in the Central region. The announcement was made in devotion by her friends and the administrative team. More details with Mimi Tiobu.
A joyful atmosphere prevailed at Lycée Leclerc on August 12, 2025, as friends and administrative members gathered to welcome the newly appointed delegate of secondary education in the Central region. Mireille Marie-Laure Owona, appointed on the 11th of August 2025, the former principal of Lycée Leclerc. Having been in charge of this school for over 2 years, her presence has brought about significant changes.
The memory that I have is that of collaboration. Very sincere collaboration. It is that collaboration that allowed us to do the work that we were able to do. Without the collaboration, we would not have done half of what was done. So, and I think that I'm leaving behind people who are very worthy of also having more than what they have now.
Recounting the honor of having been principal of this school, Mireille Marie-Laure Owona says that her appointment is still a box to discover.
It is a bit difficult for me to be doing any projections now. It's a question now. I have to go and see what is needed, what is asked of me as the new regional delegate for the center. Because if it was another school, it would be easy having been principal, but I have not yet been delegate. So I have to take time. I have to take a bit of time to take into consideration what is there and what has to be done before I can make any projections.
The newly appointed delegates of secondary education in the Central region used the opportunity to thank the Minister of Secondary Education, Professor Nalova Lyonga, for renewing confidence in her.
First of all, thank God, and then thank the minister herself, Professor Nalova Lyonga, Her Excellency Professor Nalova Lyonga, for the confidence that she has put in me. It's not easy. I'm just hoping that I will be up to the task. I'm praying God that I should be up to the task so that I do not disappoint her. Because when she puts you somewhere, what she's expecting is work, hard work.
Marie-Laure Owona appreciates and encourages the team she's leaving behind while waiting to officially assume duties.
Turning to schools set up as 2025-2026 school year approach, parents and guardians are feeling their financial strain on preparing their children for schools. With certain left weeks now, some families are finding very difficult to afford school supply. More details once more with Jessica Diu.
The countdown to the 2025-2026 school year has begun, but a significant number of families are grappling with financial challenges that hinder their ability to purchase essential school supplies for their children. We are waiting for the salaries, and since I have a lot of children, it is not easy to make a living. I will wait for the month-end salary before the school resumes. I started with the books and the notebooks because I don't want too much trouble with my kids. So the little gesture are the little ones. The little ones are the ones that I will get myself to finish. Some parents are finding themselves in a position where difficult choices must be made, prioritizing immediate needs while delaying less urgent expenses. Now I have to buy bags and notebooks and clothes. I'll finish them in September because I am taking the bus when everything is tight and the prices are high. I need to wait for the school curricula to be published. As compared to previous experiences, I've had to buy documents at the start of the school year, sometimes at 20%. So there are already two factors. Firstly, the means, and secondly, the non-availability of school documents. This year is getting difficult, especially for me. I haven't really done anything yet because I haven't bought a textbook, and I hope to be able to do that before the start of the new school year. The current economic situation makes no sense. Look around. A few places in the market, even the people who run bookshops haven't really launched it yet. So it's hard to make ends meet these days. I don't know what's going on, but I think a lot of parents like me are in the same situation. So it's taking a while and it's hard to get money. The market is getting more and more complicated, but I think things will improve between now and the end of the month. With the new year looming, the financial pressure on households is already becoming a harsh reality.
Let us move to human interest. August 12, 2025, Cameroon had joined the rest of the world to celebrate the International Youth Day, a day set to arise the awareness to find out the issue affecting the young peoples and their roles in global development. More details with Agnes Ayuk.
Cameroon's youth, who make up over 60% of its population, are its most critical economic asset. Therefore, as Cameroon joins the rest of the world to celebrate the International Youth Day on August 12, individuals seek to know the role young people play towards the economic growth of Cameroon.
The entrepreneurial spirit among young Cameroonians is a powerful engine for growth. Young visionaries are also using digital platforms.
Cameroonian youths are there to be doing research. They keep doing research, and as a result of the research that they are doing, you will see that they are discovering idle resources.
The International Youth Day gives an opportunity for the government to draw attention to the issues of young people as partners in today's global society.
Investing in human capital is equally vital. Programs like economic inclusion of youth, as well as other programs that are being carried out in the Ministry of Youth and Civic Education, they are very, very important to provide skills for young Cameroonians.
With a significant proportion of the population being young people, their engagement in the workforce is vital for driving productivity and economic activities across various sectors.
Thanks to increase in population, it can easily cause a country to achieve economic growth. Take, for example, when the population increases, you will see that, first of all, the increase in population can easily lead to increase in our labor force. When there is an increase in the labor force, you will see that it will increase the productivity of goods.
In order for young people to play a more greater role in Cameroon's economic growth, economists advise that
we have to make sure that we provide resources to the Center for the Formalization of Enterprises. We have to make sure that we invest in entrepreneur mindset education.
The day has been celebrated under the theme Local Youth Actions for the SDGs and beyond.
A special note of congratulations to the newly appointed Director General of the East Regional Hospital has been installed. This was during a ceremony presided over by the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manawuda Malachi. More details with Mimi Chobo.
The health team at the Regional Hospital Betwa is now officially in place. This nomination took place during the official installation of Dr. Jose Prosper Ajembe Sola as the Director General of the Regional Hospital Betwa by the Minister of Public Health Manawuda Malachi on August 12, 2025. I'm very grateful to His Excellency Paul Biya, and I also thank the Prime Minister, Head of Government, and more especially our hierarchy, the Minister of Public Health Manawuda Malachi, who is guiding us. Before his nomination, Dr. Jose Prosper Ajembe Sola occupied the post of Regional Delegate of Public Health in the East and South. During this installation ceremony, the Minister of Public Health specified duties of the new director. Mr. Director, the presidential version of your day-to-day action to ensuring transparency and orientation towards result, putting value to the people. Newly installed, the regional director is committed to saving the people. We will give the best of us so that the population that will visit this health institute will go back satisfied and healed. This ceremony was attended by the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reform, Joseph Lay, political parties, traditional rulers, and other dignitaries.
Let us move to Adamawa region, where 50 women and girls have been honored with their training of 24 days. Clothing industry, information and communication technology, hospitality and craft. The event was presided over by the Senior Divisional Officer Abdul Abo of the Banyu, supported by the Association of Dynamic Women and Girls, led by Aisatu Nana, empowering participants to offer and enter the professional world. Report from Jessica Diu.
The trainees expressed their gratitude to Aisatu Nana, President of the Association of Dynamic Women and Girls of Mayo Banyu. After receiving their certificate of completion, she is committed to facilitating the socio-professional integration of women and young girls.
The training that they learn, they prove it to me, they show us. So we are so happy. I just hope that they will continue with all the things they learned today.
The Mayo Banyu community also relies on women and girls for its local development. For this reason, the Association of Dynamic Women and Girls believes that efforts and initiatives must be multiplied to support their sisters and young girls.
Population to have a job. We know that the government cannot make everything. It's us, the population, to help our youth generation to make better and to have a job.
The Senior Divisional Officer Abdul Abu Bagai called on all people of goodwill to follow this example.
It is something important because the gifts will help our youth to be autonomous, to have job, to employ themselves, to have money, and tomorrow to be able to employ another young people.
The event concluded in a festive atmosphere with families present and the presentation of certificates and various gifts.
A delegation from the Permanent Council of National Episcopal Conference was received in an audience at the Unity Palace this Wednesday by the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of Republic, acting on the behalf of the President Paul Biya. We are talking about Ferdinand Gongo. Details with Jude Kenji.
The 9-man delegation of the Permanent Council of the National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon is led by His Grace Andrew Nkia, Archbishop of Bamenda and the President of the National Episcopal Conference. The delegation is received in an audience this Wednesday at the Presidency by the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Gongo. They used the opportunity to offer prayers for peace, unity and stability in Cameroon. This spiritual message aligns perfectly with the ideas championed by President Paul Biya, for whom peace, unity and stability are sacred and inalienable principles, essential foundations of any sustainable society.
The church, which follows the teachings of Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace, will continue to be at the service of justice, reconciliation and peace in our nation and in the world. The church itself is non-partisan, but the church continues to serve the people of the country. And I think this is our main message that we have brought here today, that the church itself is not partisan. And it is even forbidden by the Code of Canon Law for priests and bishops to belong to political parties. But we are not indifferent to the political situation in our country. And that is why we have come here to see and discuss how to better the conditions of our people in this country, and secondly, to see how we can continue to work and to pray for peace before, during, and after the elections.
In a spirit of harmony and national responsibility, the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Gongo, and the prelates reaffirmed in unison with the philosophy of the head of state that no one is above Cameroon. They also emphasized the need to prevent any actions likely to compromise national cohesion before, during, and after the presidential election, calling for tensions to be eased and the serene cause of violence to be silenced. The Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Gongo, accompanied by Philip Baringambo, Minister of Special Duties at the Presidency, and Muhammadu Mustafa, Minister, Deputy Secretary General No. 2 at the Presidency, assured the prelates of a free, fair, and transparent election come October 12, 2025.
From religion to tradition, traditional rulers from the northwest region of Cameroon have reaffirmed their support to President Paul Biya comes October 12, 2025 presidential election. This was during an audience granted to them by the Minister of State, Secretary General of the Presidency, Ferdinand Gongo. More details with Jude Kenji from the Unity Palace.
Fund of funds, and we have come to reiterate our support for his candidacy. This is the message. Thank you.
Led by His Royal Highness Fonchafa Isaac the 11th of Bangolan, Senator, Secretary General of the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Cameroon, 31 in number, the traditional rulers from the Northwest region are received in an audience granted to them at their request at the Unity Palace on Wednesday by the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency, Ferdinand Gongo. During the audience, the funds expressed their resolute support for President Paul Biya ahead of the October 12 presidential election. The traditional leaders, recognized as custodians of cultural values and ancestral traditions from the region, reaffirmed their commitment to the path of stability and progress embodied by President Biya, leveraging the influential position of the Northwest community within Cameroon.
President Paul Biya is not only a candidate, but we had met him Fund of Funds in the Northwest. And of course, when Fund of Funds is going for elections, we must show our support because we are with him, he is with us. So we came first of all to reassure him of our total and unflinching support. Secondly, our peace is threatened at this period because of what? Presidential election. We have come to say no. We want peace. We want this country to remain in peace. We don't want disorder. The election will come and pass, but Cameroon will remain.
They extended both political support and cultural blessings to the president, underscoring the region's solidarity with his leadership while preaching peace.
We shouldn't listen to any message that will deceive us to destroy what we have taken years to build. Whoever will win the elections, losers should be honest enough to concede defeat and accept. So we, the fathers of the land, we can only preach message of peace to our sons and daughters, and they should not allow themselves to be deceived. This is our country. If we destroy it, where are we going to go to?
In the symbolic gesture of unity and solidarity, the funds from the Northwest region, representing the 7 divisions, presented royal gifts to President Paul Biya, who is referred as a fund of funds. This gesture further underscored the president's revered status among traditional leaders across the country. The Minister of State, Secretary General, the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Gongo, expressed the head of state's gratitude to the traditional rulers for their support. He promised to convey their message to President Paul Biya, highlighting the significance of their endorsement. Notably, the audience is also attended by Philip Baregamboa, Minister in charge of special duties at the Presidency, and Muhammadu Mustafa, Minister, Deputy Secretary General number 2 at the Presidency of the Republic.
Top honor to Jules Christian Sadi has been officially installed as the new Senior Divisional Officer of Nyong Iso. The ceremony took place on August 13, 2025 in Balmayo and was presided over by the Governor of the Central Region, Naziri Paul Beya. Agnes Ayuk attended the ceremony. Her report.
On August 13, 2025, the town of Mbalmayo witnessed a significant event in the administrative history of the Nyong and So Division with the official installation of the new Senior Divisional Officer, Jules Christian Sadi. The ceremony was presided over by the Governor of the Central Region, Naziri Paul Biya, who urged the new...
Who is a young man, has a lot of energy, has to work for the population, to have a free, fair and transparent election. If before, during and after election, peace must reign. And he has energy to track down anybody who wants to bring trouble in this area. And finally, in the council area, all the councils have to work in harmony for the development of the area.
During his welcome speech, the mayor of Mbalmayo, Diodene Zangba, expressed appreciation took office in Mbalmayo. He has instituted the spirit of confidence, solidarity between workers here in the division. He has equally made the elites and the administration work in confidence in regulating traditional issues. As the chief administrative authority in the Nyong and So Division, the mayor emphasized the importance of the new SDO ensuring peace and security before, during, and after the upcoming presidential election.
Une étape importante pour notre ville et pour l'ensemble du département.
At this time that we are in the preparation of the upcoming election on October 12th, we urge you to look at the processes to ensure that peace continues to reign in the Nyong and So Division before, during, and after this election.
Et après cette élection.
With the new SDO now in office, there are high expectations from the community regarding the delivery of essential services. In response, the governor of the Central Region recommended that
we have instructed the new Senior Divisional Officer to work for the harmony of the division, to bring back all those who have gone out of the boat, to make Nyong and So a very powerful division. They have a very good structure, which they call Adenso, for development of the area. And I want everybody to be part of it, so that the development goes easily. Secondly, we are thinking of the security and criminal aspect of the division. Being very close to Yaoundé, he has to be very vigilant to be sure that he wipes away all those who have intention of bringing trouble here.
It should be noted that the success of the colorful ceremony was thanks to the involvement of the mayor of Mbalmayo, Diodene Zangba, the permanent divisional delegate of the Central Committee of the CPDM for Nyong and So Division. The installation ceremony brought together government officials, religious leaders, traditional leaders, family members, friends, and community members. As the new SDO takes on his responsibilities, he is tasked with driving development, promoting peace and stability, and improving the lives of the people in the division. The ceremony ended with a military parade.
It is on the great anointing we drop our curtain. The recap of the headlines. The National Observatory on Climate Change has issued a press release alerting the general public to an intense cold wave sweeping across South Cameroon from August 11 to 20, 2025. The observatory urged the population to take necessary precautions to protect themselves from harsh weather conditions. The newly appointed Director General of the East Regional Hospital has been installed. This is during a ceremony presided over by the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manawuda Malashi. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being with us. Follow up the 8 p.m. newscast in French language presented by Claudia Sarr. Tomorrow is another day. Good night.